Okay, joining us now is team owner Dale Earnhardt Jr. from JR Motorsports, and Dale, I was telling you that '88 car awful strong out there, and certainly it's got to feel good to go ahead and get that first win in the books for 2015. And congratulations, and maybe just your thoughts about the team and how it performed here this weekend.
Well, we always enjoy working with Kevin. He has great talent to drive race cars and won a lot of races for us last year. And I've said time and time again how big of a help he's been to our program and helping us improve our performance and improve the race cars themselves. And that was Dave Ellen's first win. He's just been crew chief in this year. And so I was glad that's going to help him a lot with his confidence to go ahead and get such a good run under his belt, feel like everything he's doing is the right thing. And so that should help that team really continue to build momentum for the rest of the year. So we had a busy off-season, made a lot of changes, got some new crew chiefs, and a lot of people moved around in some positions, and got a lot of new employees. And, it's you're always wondering how things are going to be different and whether you're making the right choices and right changes and whether everybody's going to work out in the new role they're in. And so as far as the '88 car, they seem to be doing really well. So the other two guys they'll get going and get a few more races under their belt and start to see some improvement of them, I think, over the next couple of weeks once they start to race a little bit more. I have a lot of confidence in the 9 and 7 to be competitive this year. So we got off on a good foot today and excited about the rest of the year.
Questions for Dale right here, Rick, and then we'll go to Matt. Rick and then Matt and then Kenny.
Rick Miller with RacingToday.com. Dale, what does Kevin do different here in the Xfinity cars that makes him have so much success?
I think he does it in the Cup cars too. He's pretty fast, and no matter what he drives here, it's just he's got real good understanding of how he needs to get around the bottom of the racetrack. He runs that line right on the apron very well. He's very patient with the throttle, and I think that he understands what he needs his car to do and does a lot of great things and important things in practice to get his car doing what he wants it to do so he can in turn drive the racetrack like he wants. So I was talking to Dave in Winter Circle, and that's one of the things Dave mentioned was, man, it was so nice going through practice with Kevin. It reminded him of Jimmy Johnson at Martinsville. He knows exactly what he wants to be able to be competitive for the race at that particular racetrack. And Kevin's got a knack for this place. He's obviously a great race car driver, going to win a lot of races, a lot of racetracks. But for when you come to Atlanta, he's hard to beat here.
Let's go right here to Kenny Bruce. Raise your hand, Kenny.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Dale, a couple of things. Just first of all, to clear it up, who pits the 24 or the '88 car? Is it the 24 Cup crew?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Okay. Are you comfortable doing the ownership stuff, like coming out and talking about? Because it's always the driver stuff, but now it's like you got your hands in this. Is it easy for you to talk about the different teams and everything that's going on over there?
It sure is. It's certainly a different kind of. It's a different kind of feeling when you're successful or when you win. When you're a driver and you win, it's just a different feeling, and you have different emotions. But as an owner, there's a lot of pride, obviously, and there's a lot of relief and just happiness that you're successful. It's a lot of folks' lives on the line, and trying to keep that company going year after year, deal after deal and contract after contract. It's a lot of work by a lot of people. We've got a real fortunate group that we feel very proud of, and so this is definitely a different emotion and a different type of satisfaction from winning on an owner's side. But yeah, I feel good about it. I know that I'd rather Kelly be up here handling this part of it because she has so much, and she's so involved in it, running the day-to-day stuff, Monday through Friday. But because she certainly deserves to get up here and explain away how she feels about it. But it's not a bad place, not a bad situation to be in. To be honest with you, we worked real hard over the years to get through some tough times and to be successful now has made it all those tough times worth it.
Let's go to Matt Weaver right here. Matt and then Chris. Matt and then Chris.
Matt Weaver, Popular Speed. From a distance and inside the garage, what are your first impressions of watching Chase and Ernie work together as a tandem?
I had a lot of confidence going into the off season that was the one change I didn't need to question or didn't need to have any concern with. I felt like that Ernie, having worked with Kevin, really knew exactly what he needed to do to build great race cars. Knew how hard he needed to work on the cars themselves to make sure the cars were good. And his cars were always fast last year. They won several races. Ernie's wanted this opportunity to race for a championship, so it's something Ernie was seeking out himself. And I thought it'd be good for Chase. Making the change to bring Greg up into the Cup was a difficult one for Chase. I know that they had a great rapport and enjoyed working together, and I know Chase would have liked to have continued to work with Greg throughout this year. But I felt like the change we made with Ernie was a good one and going to be a good one, and I think it'll bear fruit as the season goes on. We didn't see exactly, a win today, but he had some, he got shuffled back there on that last restart, and he made some ground and had some good speed. So the cars got good speed. They'll continue to work on their communication and develop faster cars throughout practices on the weekends. I feel good about that, though. So pretty, love to see them run second to Kevin, or if not win the race. But I think that they got something. They got a little bit of ground to make up with that trouble they had in Daytona. But they got a long year, and I think they can get it done.
Right here, Chris. Raise your hand.
Chris Knight at Trends.com. Dale, it has to be encouraging that with the changes that you made during the offseason, that all three teams came out today and performed inside the top 10.
That's true. I was real happy with Regan's qualifying effort, and I think that they've got some work to do on the racing side of it and improving their performance throughout the races. And they'll say that as well. Regan knows how he needs to compete to be able to compete for the championship, and he would say that he probably needs to improve on what he did today. But having all the cars up there in the top 10 consistently throughout the day, not any big problems on pit road. Everything went real smooth throughout the weekend with practice and everything else. So that's good to be able to sort of put one in the bank and get those concerns or worries or doubts out of your mind and go on to the next race. Again, having Kevin helps a lot because he can get us to victory lane like he did today and show them other boys what these cars are capable of and show the entire company what we're capable of doing if we put our work into it and put our effort into it. So it's good to have Kevin on board, continuously reminding us of what we're capable of doing as a whole group. So that keeps the 7 and 9 guys working really hard and not just kind of resting on their performance today. So they'll work hard to try to be able to compete and get up there and race for the wins.
Any additional questions for Dale? Finish up right here with Kenny.
Your 2004 Daytona 500 car, do you know where that's at today? What happened to it?
I don't. I reckon it's over at DEI in the showroom, but I haven't been to DEI in 6 to a dozen years. I can't even remember last time I was in there. But there's a lot of stuff over there that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. But my old late model car is over there, and our Shree stock car that me and Kelly and Kerry drove is over there, I believe, and just a lot of stuff sitting over there that I'm sure is being well taken care of. But I imagine the Daytona 500 cars in a warehouse somewhere. Certainly, we still got a title to it.
Dale, thank you very much. Congratulations, and good luck tomorrow here at Atlanta.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. See you, Dale. Hey, how you been? Good.
Okay, let's hear from our winning driver and team right now. That is Kevin Harvick. He drives the number 88 Bad Boy Buggy Chevrolet for JR Motorsports. He's joined by his crew chief, Dave Ellens. And this is Kevin's 45th NASCAR Xfinity Series win. That's a big number. And your 4th win here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Dave Ellens, your first career win as a NASCAR crew chief. Congratulations. I know you were a part of a lot of championships over at the 48 shop, but this has to be a special day for you too, so congratulations as well. Kevin, let's hear from you first. This car, certainly the 88, was very strong. Dale was in here a minute ago, and he was just talking about how important it is to have you as a part of this team, driving that 88 on occasion, that you bring a lot to the table. But just talk about the victory here today. Getting around Atlanta Motor Speedway you seem to be very, very comfortable with that.
Yeah, this has been a great racetrack for us, you know, through the history of how many times we've come here. So, but the part that makes me the most excited is just seeing the pit crew excel, seeing all the new guys on the race team that are coming to Victory Lane, that have been to Victory Lane a lot of times before, but such as Dave, who's you know, come over to be the crew chief and to get his first win is it makes me excited. That's kind of the motivating factor for me, is to you know, come in with these guys and help them through the process of learning all his new duties and all the new pressures that come with him, and the engineers and all the, I don't even know all their names yet, but you know, we're headed down a good road, and getting that taste of success and winning a race is something that keeps everybody motivated and kind of takes that edge off the nerves of all the newness and things that come. So that's exciting for me. I love to be in the race car and racing. I love racing here at Atlanta, but winning races is what it's all about, and that's what keeps you coming back.
Thank you, Kevin. And Dave, certainly you've been around winning teams before. Worked a couple years, I believe, over at the 48 team, was working with Chad, and certainly learned from a master over there. But just talk about what it means to know that you are now a winning NASCAR crew chief.
That's a little hard for me to believe right now, but it's very special to be able to be a part of, you know, the JR and Motorsports there. That is, working with Kevin this weekend has been very amazing. His knowledge here has helped me out a lot, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
That's exciting, right?
It is very exciting. I tell you what, it's exciting for somebody to win for the first time. I don't think it'll be the last time either. We'll start here with questions. We'll go here with Mike right here. Raise your hand right in the middle, and then we'll work our way around. I think we have one up in the press box as well. Go ahead.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. Kevin, running in the Nationwide Series has always been somewhat of a benefit on a weekend when you're running a Cup companion events. But now that we have the tapered spacer involved as well, is it even more of a benefit for you to get time out here on the track in the Nationwide cars?
I think it helps. I mean, this is a place that I would refer to as a rhythm racetrack, and there's a lot of bumps and cracks and things that you can drive over, lean on, use to your advantage, and just being in that car and just gathering that knowledge of the different things that you had to go through today, you know, knowing what we went through in practice in the Cup car, and all those things just add up, and you just feel more comfortable when you get to Sunday. And for me, it's a great tool, and I just like to race, to be honest with you. You know, I like to race. I like to win. I like to, you know, to be a part of something, and I'm sure that you heard Dale talk to it. It's been fun to be a part of Junior Motorsports and just see, you know, the transition that they went through last year with Chase winning the championship and winning a bunch of races, and come right out this year with a lot of changes on the team and on our team and Chase's team and Regan's team and within the new structure at JRM, and see a lot of guys go to the Cup team. It's a breeding ground for, you know, these young guys and young or old to come through Junior Motorsports and go directly into the Cup side at Hendrick Motorsports. So it's exciting for me to be a part of that, and for me it's refreshing because I get to come over and think. You really have to think about what's going on, because you don't have a lot of tires to practice. You have a lot of history in the series and knowledge of the things and the past experiences that you have, and the conversations that we've had this weekend have been fun, just for the fact that, you know, he wants to hear what I have to say, and it's fun for me to listen to him, you know, decipher everything and be able to, you know, kind of digest everything that you tell him and make some decisions. So, you know, today they made great adjustments up on the pit box. Our car got better every time, and in the end, we won the race. So that's what it's all about, is getting everybody comfortable with not only being competitive but winning, and knowing that they have a path to do what they want to do, whether it's a now he went from a lead engineer to a crew chief and has a path to go somewhere to be a crew chief on a cup car someday. So that's exciting to be a part of that.
Let's go to the press box for a question. Go ahead.
Just with Niner Media. Kevin, obviously a lot of intermediate tracks on the Xfinity circuit, but of course Atlanta, with the type of grip and the type of wear that you have here, do you take anything from this race and apply it to other intermediate tracks down the road, or is Atlanta really just its own animal, so to speak?
I mean, it's kind of its own animal for sure, but the biggest thing we take away from today is the confidence as a team and knowing that we can win. Everybody did a great job. The pit crew got us out in front of the 22. Dave made great calls. We went through practice. Nothing fell off the car. The seat fit great, and that was the first time I ever sat in a car was getting here this weekend with a whole new bunch of guys. So it just gives everybody a lot of confidence, and confidence goes a long ways in this sport, and along with building a team that's pulling in the same direction and believes in each other. And anytime you can win a race, believing in each other is something that confidence level is going to rise. So when you put the right group of people together, and you got a new group of people together, and all of a sudden race 2 there in victory lane, and it's like they're looking around at each other and realizing that guy did his job this weekend, that guy did his job. Now we just need to to build on this and move forward. So that kind of stuff's neat for me to be a part of.
Let's come downstairs now. Right here, Matt.
Matt Weaver, PopularSpeed.com. Kevin, in talking to Chase earlier today after the race, he said that you have this place really figured out and that he's going to come to you for advice in the future. You guys are teammates for now, but next year y'all will be rivals. Is there any kind of hesitation to give Chase that advice for Atlanta?
Well, when you look at the Cup side, from the Hendrick Motorsports and the Stewart-Haas side of it, we share everything shared like we are teammates. I can look at Jeff Gordon's data, and for Chase it'll be good because Chase is one of those guys that can look at things and then adapt and make it happen with himself in the race car. So when you get to the Cup side, it's actually going to be easier for a guy like that because he's going to have all that information to look at and understand and see the throttle traces and brakes and steering traces and speed traces and see exactly where you're losing speed. So Chase is going to do a really good job, and he's really good at digesting information to understand where he's off or where he's doing something different. So in the end, it's one of those things where you want to race the group of cars that you're associated with, and if you can narrow that down to that group of guys, then so be it.
Any additional questions? Right here. We'll finish with Mike right here in the middle.
MightNetFrontStretch.com. One for you, Dave. There's a lot of young men and women out there that would like to someday ascend to your position in this sport. Where did you start, and what has been your progression to now be an Xfinity Series winning crew chief?
I started as an engineer, 12 years ago or whatever, race engineer, and just continued to do it. I was fortunate enough to get associated with HMS and get into some winning positions and get over to JRM. It's been a progression of learning the sport from different levels of teams and getting some experience to where I was able to be a benefit to HMS, and then proving my capabilities there and then getting an opportunity at JRM.
Today you all know his name. There you go.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to the number 88 team. Thank you very much.